24 hours later, and I still don't know what to say. So somebody's gonna have to ask me a question.
Well, Cody Freeman, and you talk about tough breaks. Tough break me on that first inning ball, but then he obviously gets the 2-run home run to win it.
Yeah, our camera guy was right here, and Benny Ashford was running. I was not going to argue that because Benny said it hit the top and then he came back in. So I think it's hard to argue a call when you yourself are standing more than 400 feet away from, what happened. But I think that's pretty symbolic of the Southeastern Conference. You're talking about inches that always make a difference. That ball. I'm so proud of Hunter Renfro. He steps up there in a huge situation, bases loaded. He's sitting on a breaking ball. He gets it and he just hammers it right to the daggum third base. I mean, that swing could change the game. Outside of the little blunder we had with our pick at first, and we had that guy set up and he was out, and Dron just completely losing the ball. The ball hitting him in the chest. I thought we played really well. I thought Cody really blocked. Well-Day really swung it, and we defended well in the infield. And the key is I score more than 5 runs. That seems to be the barrier. If we score more than 5 runs, it gives us a better chance to win. It just seems like so many times we're scoring 4 or less, and it's just short. When you get up over 5, it gives us a better chance.
What did Evan Mitchell show you today, John?
Well, Evan is one of those kids. He's a great worker, and he's got a great arm. It's hard to read his body language, and he's throwing a ball 93 miles an hour, and from the dugout it looks like he's throwing at 83, and he's just, when he starts throwing more strikes, he's going to be really good. But that's the whole key. That's why Caleb Reed gets the last 2 outs for us, because Caleb's standing right next to us keeping a chart, and he's like, hey, let me pitch. I know I will throw it in the strike zone. He said, I don't know how much I have left, but I will throw it in the strike zone. And that's the whole key. That's why Alabama's 2 starters, they're not the best arms in the world. They just challenge the strike zone over and over and over again. That's why they're successful. And we've got to get that out of our middle guys, and you got to get it out of your starters for sure, because that's what we're not getting right now. That's kind of the missing spark for us.
When Caleb tells you 7.5 out of 10 down in the bullpen, what are you thinking at that
I'm thinking it will be in the strike zone. I mean, again, it doesn't matter if he's throwing the ball 72 miles an hour, it's going to be in the strike zone. We told him, go down there, get loose. If you feel like it's not going to happen, we're going to shut you down immediately. And he said, hey, I know I can throw the baseball in the strike zone. And, he did.
You talked about last night, the guys kind of, not being as, down about these things as you, and that they believe that hits would eventually fall. Did you kind of see that attitude today, even early on with some things?
Yeah, our kids, we just have a nice group of seniors and some older kids that they believe we're going to win. They know it hadn't gone our way, and they kind of laugh every time we hit the rocket right at the guy with the bases loaded, or, they think it's funny because they know it's going to come back around. Coach Cohen doesn't think it's funny, but they, they really believe good things are going to happen because they know how close we are. And that hadn't been the case in the previous years, but we're just so close to being able to knock this door down a little bit and making a run in this league, and I really believe that.
Were you shaking your head at all? At one point, you guys get the bases loaded with no outs, can't get a run across. I think you guys were 0 for 4 at the bases loaded this weekend. At that point, were you just thinking, oh man, here we go again?
Well, I'm not disappointed because of the quality of that bat, and again, Hunter absolutely smokes that ball, and we inserted Hunter in there. I just think Hunter's going to, at some point in time, he's going to be a great player. And, his issue has been staying on the breaking ball, and he really has worked so hard to stay on the breaking ball. I just thought he'd be a good matchup today versus a left-hander. You just can't ask him to do more. That's in somebody else's hands when you hit a ball that hard. But you're right. I mean, there's a part of that where you go, what do we have to do? You play against folks, they miss hit balls, they score runs. We smoke balls, and we don't. Because if it's weakly hit, we're going to score there. But it's the fact that it's hit so hard, he's not even out of the box yet, and the ball's still on the home plate, and they get the double play. So, but again, there were some clutch swings later on in the ball game, and Cody just really, he walked to the plate, and I said, this ball's not going to the right side, but the wind's blowing out to the left. Just stand on top of the plate, create a barrel. I don't care if you hit it in our dugout. And he had a really nice approach in that at-bat.
When did you let Jonathan Ogden play? Or decide he was going to play?
Well, he came up to me early. He says, I really want to play. Let me run around a little bit and see how I feel. And I'm talking about a guy who had a shot early in the week and he broke his nose last night. Yeah, it's broken. So it's not bad broken. I can't recite the medical stuff to you, but it's just a slight fracture, and he's going to end up being fine. He wouldn't never have to even have surgery, which.
As frustrating as this weekend was with Saturday, I'm sure you heard all the rest of the scores from the West. You're still basically where you started the weekend.
Yeah, I know LSU climbed a little bit, and obviously Alabama got to climb a little bit on us too. But yeah, I keep saying this every weekend. I just feel like we match up well. We're 2 pitches away from sweeping here. We're 1 pitch away from taking 2 out of 3. It's that close. Yeah, I agree. I know our kids believe that also.